Hello YouTube, in this video I'm going to explain the differences between two common models of Jiffy ice augers that use the Tecumseh two-stroke engines, which in my opinion were some of the best engines made for ice augers, and also explain the basics of how to tune them. I have on the right is a 2000 Model 30, on the left is a 2002 Model 31 Legend. The one on the right has an 8-inch auger, one on the left has a 9-inch auger. I'm missing the cover for the 9-inch. The 8-inch I've got the cover for, the sheath on the bottom. And they made them with augers ranging from 6-inch, 8-inch, 9-inch, 10-inch, and if you get augers made before 1970, they made a 12-inch as well. They're pretty hard to find and you can't get the blades for them anymore. The augers are pretty simple. They're standard gas augers for Jiffy from the mid 1960s until I think the STX, or even more current. They use the same solid shaft like steel augers, and these are pretty heavy. They're also heavy duty, and they last time. The only problem with these auger bits, these ones it's okay, but the welds over here, they just do like 3 tacks instead of going all the way around on both of them. So on another one I've owned, they just break off. And yeah, they're pretty simple machines. They don't need a lot of maintenance. Some of the older ones, you have a grease fitting here, put grease in each of them. These newer ones made after the late 90s, you don't have to. And basically the engine's almost the same. Difference between the 30 and the 31. The 31 has an engine that's a few cc's bigger. Gives it just that bit more power possibly, but when you're drilling, they can both handle a 10-inch blade. The Model 31 has these soft grip hand grips that I guess they work a bit more, and most of the 31s come with the mitten grip pull start, while the 30s have the standard T-handle. Let's turn them around. Well, put them up first. So over here you can see serial numbers, and the serial numbers, you just call Jiffy up even today. You tell them the serial number, they'll give you all the information on the unit, the year it's made, all the specs, everything you want. They'll send you documents for free. So really, if you live in the States, it's a really nice service that they have still going on. The older machines, on the fuel tanks, they had these caps. I don't think it's original to 2000 because it's pretty old. With a gasket here and this vent that's just a screw. These caps tend to leak a lot. I put a bag under it when you close it to make sure the gas doesn't leak. Newer machines have this style cap. It has a cork inside and a rubber sort of gasket and spring, and these caps are definitely much more leak proof than those, but they still leak if you have a lot of fuel in the tank and it's at an angle. Now, basically it's a standard 2-stroke. I'm not going to start them up, but both of them are the same. You have an on-off switch, which controls your spark. This is on, this is off, and you open your vent cap. Here's your choke on your carburetor. You give it 2-3 primes, you start it, half choke off. And yeah, a lot of them, they aren't properly tuned, the ones that are still running today. So show you the basics of how to tune them. There's 3 style carburetors that Tecumseh used, and aftermarket ones. The first style is an older style. I'll go to this one. You have your high screw, your low screw, and your idle speed adjustment screw. It's the same style for all the carburetors. It's just on the old ones, they're white rubber caps. You cover these two, and you can just pull them off and adjust it after. On the newer ones, they have these plastic tabs, which are made to sort of limit your adjustment, but you still pull them off and you can adjust it a bit more when you redo gaskets inside, get a carb kit and stuff, and rebuild them. The new ones, which this one was the new one. It's a newer carburetor, and it was made after 2006. They put some emissions control, so you can't adjust the screws supposedly, and they had 2 aluminum caps on top of here. It made it look like you can't even get to the screws, but if you take a screwdriver and you smash them with a hammer and pull them out, the screws are underneath, and you could still adjust the carbs. So If you're not able to get it adjusted, it's because you need these 2 screws. Now, explain on this one, since I don't have any covers on it. This is your high speed adjustment screw. This is your low speed adjustment screw. Start at about 1.5 turns each. Get it running, get it warm, get it to full throttle. Turn the screw in and out 1/8 of a turn or so until you feel it bogging down or speeding up too much, and then bogging down. That way you know if you're going to be too rich or too lean with the throttle fully depressed, and you'll get your high speed. Then you just idle it down. If it doesn't idle right, you start adjusting the screw while holding a bit of idle. And once the screw is fully adjusted to where it idles right, you could then adjust your idle to the point where your blade is spinning just a little teeny bit, just turning like tick tick tick. Because if you leave it to where the blade's spinning when it's idling, then you don't want that. It's a bit of a high idle. And when it's not spinning at all and it's idling and the clutch isn't fully engaged, then when you ever need that little bit of extra idle, it's not fully warm, or you happen to be going up in the mountains or something and you need that little bit extra idle, it's going to die on you. So just give it just the adjustment where the blade just starts turning. And yeah, besides for that, these are pretty good machines. Said they don't need any maintenance as long as you're mixing 24-25 to 1 at all times. Mixed gas, 2-stroke gas in the tanks. You're not gonna have any issues with them. Yeah, the gear case, I never need to do anything to any of them in the past that I've owned. And yeah, maybe change your spark plugs once every few years, or just clean them and make sure you keep them in an area where they won't get too corroded. This 8-inch blades, auger starting to get corroded. The blade was replaced. Yeah, the blades are about $30-40 US for 8-inch blade or 9-inch blades. That one also. The blades itself, the chipper blades, you replace them maybe once every 5-6 years, or whenever you hit a lot of sand or grass. And then you could just sharpen the point on the bottom with the grinder. And they're really simple. And basically, used ones here in Canada go for the Model 30s around $275-300, and the Model 31s about between $350 and $400. Of course, assuming that they're running and basically in good condition, and then condition could vary the price. But in the States, they're quite a bit cheaper. But at least in the Montreal area, they seem to hold the value pretty well. And again, the modern machines use Chinese engines, a lot of plastic parts. Sometimes to make them light, they make the augers out of plastic, they make handles out of plastic, cables instead of linkages. They really cheap out, and they don't hold up. I've owned a 2012 a nitro gas auger, and it was basically shit compared to these things. You could feel it in the quality, and everything was falling apart on it, and everything's coming loose. You see Jiffys sometimes, 1960s machines, as long as they're tuned properly and you never put straight gas in them, they're running great. So anyways, that's a review of Model 30, Model 31 Legend. There's also a 31 Legend XT, which is the, I have one of those as well, but that's my personal auger. And it's got a black case and a black sheath, a black engine cover on it, engine cowl. And not much different than the regular 31. As far as I can tell, maybe the original auger was different. But yeah, these are pretty nice machines. And if you ever go ice fishing and you want to get a gas auger that's going to last you, and you don't mind carrying 40 to 46 pounds of auger with you, then these are machines for you. Have a good day.